Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tara, and today I'm going to be filming my Playlist Live 2015 experience video. Alright, well I've got my phone, so I'm just going to be using it as like a guideline to know what to talk about. So we have just arrived at Playlist Live, we got our hotel room, and now we are attempting to connect to the Wi-Fi because true internet people, man. Peace. And my dad let me go loose and just hang out out in the hotel lobby convention center. So the first person I met was Harrison Webb. I'm just going to be inserting all the pictures here. So the first person I met was Harrison Webb. And then like 2 seconds later I met Russo Talks. Russo is so cool. Maybe 20 minutes after that we decided to go down to the pool. And I met Joey Kidney. And I've been a fan of Joey Kidney since like he had like 5K subscribers. And he was pretty cool. And then Josh Chomick, he was having like this little meetup line, whatever. And so I got pictures with him. And then Jimmy and Chris and Tyler were all at the table. And so we sat down and talked with them for a little while. So I got pictures with them three. After talking to those three, Kevin Joniak walked by. And I love Kevin. Like, Kevin is so cool. And he's so nice. And so I got pictures with Kevin. And then I asked him, I was like, I did like this drawing YouTuber's Blindfold video, whatever, and I drew you. And then he told me that he watched it. And so that made me really happy that Kevin watched my video. Yeah, and then I went back in line for Chomick and got hugging pictures by the pool, and we saw Kelly. And Kelly was with That's So Jack, and Jack was having like this little meetup line, and Kelly was just like waiting for him. And so we talked to Kelly for a while, took some pictures and stuff like that. After talking to Kelly, I heard that Ryan, Jonah, and Joey were like upstairs, and so like Ryan and Joey were walking one day, and I was walking this other way, and so I was like, Ryan, and he was just like, hey, and I was like, it's Tara, and he was like, hey, and so like, he recognized me, and that made me really happy. Wait, and Ryan were like being mobbed too, but I got pictured with them, and I asked them if they knew who I was, and Ryan, like, he knew who I was from earlier, like 5 minutes ago, whatever, and like he, like, I don't know, I guess he knows who I am. And then I asked Joey, and I was like, Joey, do you know who I am? And he's like, oh, Hugs Nolan, yeah, you've been around forever. Like, I didn't have to say it, and it made me really happy. So I got pictures with them. And then we like all went down to the pool, even though it was like late at night. And then someone said, Ricky's at the barricade, Ricky's at the barricade. And so we ran up for Kayla, and we met Ricky, which is really cute. And we had like 4 checks, like me with Nolan, Kayla with Ricky, Andrea with Sam, and then Griffin with Connor. So we met Ricky, so that was 1 check. And then that was at like 7:40. Then around at 9, we went back out to the barricade, and Alexa Losi was there. So we met Alexa, and then like 2 minutes later, Connor came out. And so Griffin got to meet Connor. I got to meet Connor, which is really cool. He's so nice. And I got a video for Hannah because I told her I was going to get her one last year and I didn't. But I got her one this year, and he said Hannah but instead of Hannah. But it was really cute, and I'm glad I did it. 11 p.m. was like my curfew. And so I went back to the hotel, kind of disappointed that I didn't see Nolan that Friday. But it was okay. I still had a really good time that day, and it was really fun. The next day, I had Connor Francis meetup. So, yeah, I was just about to meet Connor. I was in his meetup line. I got up there. He was like being really sweet. And so he like started a conversation. He was like, oh, what's your name? And I was like, oh, Tara. Then I asked him to sign my pass. And he asked me, he was like, oh, what's your username? I said, Hugs Nolan. And he was like, really? I've seen you around. I know who you are. And that like shocked me because I'm just like a little Nolan SDK account. I didn't think Connor Francis would know who I was. So yeah, I met Connor, and then after that to SDK's performance about 2 hours early because I really wanted to get front row. About half an hour to get up to the front. I'm so glad I did it, even though my feet were killing me. And SDK came on, and my previous video had a bunch of the stuff from SDK. And so then after the performance was over, it was about half an hour. I went outside the Vine stage, and I saw like the guys getting mobbed. So I just went over there, you know, and I met Nolan. I didn't get any pictures or anything. I like gave him a hug, and he was like, join the line, because they were like trying to make it into a conga line or something. After that, I went down to the lobby with some Cheetos in my hand, and I like look up, and you know, Sam Faz is over there with Dalton. I love Dalton and Sam. I wanted to go get a picture, and she's like, oh, hey. I was like, oh, you remember me? And she's like, of course, of course. And so we took some selfies, and then she's like, wait, now I have to kiss your cheek. And so we took a really cute kissing cheek selfies, and then I got one with Dalton. Dalton is so sweet. I love Dalton. So now it's like 6:20 p.m. and I was back in the hallway between the lobby and the North Tower, which is where a lot of the YouTubers walk just to get to the lobby. I saw Kelly again, and so I talked to Kelly. We got some more pictures. Then I saw Sobo, and so I got a picture with Sobo, and he remembered me from last playlist, and that was really cute. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, do you know where Nolan is? And he was like, I haven't seen Nolan for about 3 hours, but he might be down by the pool because that's where Joey is. Just decided to go down to the pool. And so Andrea DM'd me. She was in the lobby, I guess. And so this is like in the span of like 5 minutes. So she DM'd me. She's like, Nolan, lobby now. And so I ran up to the lobby and I got a bunch of pictures with Nolan. I mean, I met Nolan and like I hugged him, and I was so happy. Like I started crying in his arms. It's
all good. That's what we want to do. Hugs Nolan.
Hugs Nolan!
Hugs Nolan!
Yay!
Don't cry. Right now. It's not gonna stop with me.
How are you? You remember me from me, but
You got it?
I met you last.
You're in the meetup group tomorrow, right? Alright, put her name?
Alright, no, PG Pale, but you don't follow me.
But I still know you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't follow you.
So after about like an hour of whatever, chilling out and doing whatever, we just went back to the charging tables. That was kind of like our safe haven. And then Ryan Abe walked by, and Ryan is like my favorite person. Nolan and Ryan are my favorites. And so I got a few selfies with Ryan. I'll put them in. Okay, so now we're at the point where Sam Faz tweeted that she was going to be around the convention center. We just went around the convention center and the hotel so many times, like 3 or 4 times. And then we saw Dalton. We were exhausted. We were going back to the charging tables, and we saw Dalton. We were like, Dalton, do you know where Sam is? And he was like, she's in her hotel room. I think her phone died, but I'll call her anyway. So this part was like really cute for me. Like he called her and he was like on the phone, like trying to call her. And he looks at me, he was like, your Hugs Nolan, right? I was like, yeah. And so that was like really cool for me. After that, I just went back up to my hotel room and relaxed, went to bed at like 11. And so Saturday was really fun. Sunday was so much fun. And so we ended up getting front row for SDK. I met Arden, then I met Andrea. And then got to meet SDK. And like the only people that I hadn't met yet were Nick and Jonah. And so like when I met Nick, I asked him, I was like, hey, do you know who I am? Like I didn't even say, hey, it's Hugs Nolan. I just asked, hey, do you know who I am? And he said, yeah, of course I do. And it just made me so happy. They like all knew who I was. Like I expected most of them to recognize my username, but I didn't know that they would know me without having to say my username. And that's just like the highlight of my playlist. And so I got pictures with all of them. I got to hug Nolan again, Hugs Nolan, blah, blah, blah. And so like I was going to hug Nolan, and like I hugged him, you know, whatever. And I pulled out the hug and I looked to my right and Jonah's there. He's like, yeah. He's like all excited. And later I found out that when I was hugging Nolan, he was chanting, Hugs Nolan, Hugs Nolan, Hugs Nolan. And then my friend Selena, she texted me, she was like, Jonah just jumped up and down for Tara. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so he was like, Jonah was like, this is monumental, Hugs Nolan. And then he was like, Nolan, hug her again. I need to take a picture of this and tweet it. So he took a picture of us hugging on his phone, and then he ended up tweeting it later that night. It was like the best moment ever. Like he like knew me, like I didn't even talk to him, and he was like, oh, Hugs Nolan, Hugs Nolan. And that was so cool. I love Jonah. That was so sweet. So I got more pictures with Nolan. I got a picture with Jonah. Then I met Ryan again. My picture with Ryan is like my favorite. We both look so good. I'm just gonna just saying that. And then I met Joey. Joey actually smiled in my picture, which made me really happy. Cause I mean, yeah, whatever. And then I met Adam again. And then Sobo again. And then like the lighting was horrible. And so I tried to get like a group picture, but it didn't really work out. So yeah, that is my SDK meetup experience. They were really sweet to me, and it just made my day. Like, didn't just make my day, it just made everything. I tweeted all my pictures, did all that fun stuff, and then I decided to go back to like where SDK's meetup was. And I was pretty far back, and so I was just taking videos and pictures on my camera. And Jonah saw me and he waved at me. I was just like, oh hey, and he waved at me. And then like they all started waving at me a few times, and it was so sweet. Adam, Nick, and Nolan, they tweeted that they were gonna have a panel with Do Something at the Vine stage, and so I wanted to get front row for that too. So we were front row for the panel, and then they came back and they did like a meetup, and I just am really glad that they did that, because that was my chance to say goodbye to them, because last year I didn't get to say goodbye to Nolan. So this time I got to hug him goodbye and be like, I probably won't see you for a year, and he was like, oh no, don't say that, we might come back to Orlando. So yeah, I got my 3 out of 3 picture. So I also got Nolan to sign my Hugs Nolan picture from last year, and the iconic picture of Nick. I had that printed out and I got Nick to sign it. So yeah, that is when we left, and I was really sad but also really happy that like this whole thing happened. Like my playlist experience it was just so much fun. So then I got home around 6:30 and just watched a bunch of videos from the whole experience and was really sad that it was over. Well, that is basically my Playlist Live experience. I might have left out a few things, but other than that, that is what happened, and it was so much fun. It was such a fun experience. My goal is to go all 4 years of high school. I went last year, I went this year, so the next 2 years, let's see if this will happen. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below video ideas, whatever you want to, if you have any comments from this, whatever I said. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for videos every single Saturday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Hey Hannah, Versace Sobo, Steven's Jawline. So we just chilling at Playlist Live. This is, I don't know what I'm doing this for. I'm gonna do like an experience video. So this is what it's gonna be for. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye. Playlist day 2. Didn't vlog much yesterday because it wasn't like meetups or anything. It was just crazy. Everyone was all over the place. So today I'm going to the Connor meetup with my dad, and hopefully he'll record it on my camera. And yeah.